is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead, slap that like button, and subscribe so that you don't miss any future updates, as well as hitting that notification bell because there's a lot of juicy videos, behind the scenes content, and real cute things coming up. And if you don't hit the bell, you will not be here for it. Today, we're on episode 2 of Daddy Chat, a cute little series on my channel where we're talking to my wonderful and talented castmates on For the Love of DILFS Season 2. And today we have the iconic, memorable popping off on Season 2. I am so excited to get into this because if you are watching the show right now, you know damn well he is the show right now. Episodes 1 and 2 are absolutely insane. We are here with the juiciest himbo, Aaron. How are you, Aaron?
Hi, baby. I'm doing so well. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here and to see your face, and I really can't wait to get into it.
This is definitely so exciting because despite our short time in a mansion together, you were definitely that person, and we had those really small talks where it was like, oh, if you were there a little bit longer, like we would have had a friendship, we would have had an
Oh,
alliance, we would have had
what
something
Kiki.
because yeah. So to have you here, it's so full circle because I immediately like the thought of you not being there longer with me was like, okay, like I have to do something with him in the future because he's so dope. So I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for coming on.
Happy to be here, baby.
So I'm interested in the beginning. Obviously, we'll get to where we're at the end of episode 2. But I want to know about your beginning process. How did you hear about For the Love of DILFs? Is it something that you saw season 1? Were you a fan? Have you always wanted to do gay reality dating show, the mayhem that it is?
So my thing is that I've always wanted to do reality TV, and it's something we've talked about as well. It's been like a dream of mine since being a kid, and I was very hesitant going on any sort of dating show just because of like the intensity of different contestants and stuff like that. And if I'm going on a dating show, I fully wanted to be the person that's like, I want to treat this seriously. I want to be in a point in my life where I can actually do that and treat that seriously. So I didn't send my video in till like I think it was 11:45 of the last
Oh my
day,
God.
and I was in France, and not going to lie, I was quite had a pretty good amount of wine, and I'm pretty sure I was holding a bottle of wine sitting in a bathroom like here in the middle of France while I was performing as a professional figure skater. And I was just like, you know what, I've been looking at this, I've watched the first season, I had watched the first season, and I was like, you know what, am I going to do it? I don't know. Am I ready for that? I don't know if I can handle it. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what, we're going to give it a try. So, and now here we are.
Oh my gosh. So what was it like, so last minute becoming part of it and then walking through like the mansion doors? Did it seem like it seems almost like destiny in the way, like for you to apply that
Yeah.
last minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was fully destiny. I think, like, I'd been applying to reality TV for about a year, and I did hear back from actually a lot of shows, which was really cool, but nothing quite stuck. And ironically, in my emotional, like, dating life too, like, I had not really actually dated someone in a while. Like, I went through some very severe, like, cheating heartbreaks and stuff, and I really had taken a step back and just found out who I was, and I'm super thankful for that because I really love myself. So with this show, it was very much like, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take it really seriously because at this point, I was like, it's been 3, 4 years. I hadn't met anyone. I'm really happy in who I am. Maybe this would be an opportunity for me to meet someone. So it
Yeah.
felt very surreal, like being walking into the DILF mansion, seeing that and being like, whoa, okay, these two worlds of my life are kind of colliding, and my romantic self and like also with dreams of being on reality TV. So it was the feeling was unforgettable and unimaginable in its own sense.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can relate. I remember, also having the dream for so long and just being like, this is definitely like a match. Like there's love,
Yeah,
competition, there's gay. Like I need
we
to
love it.
be, yeah, I remember thinking like I need to be in this mansion when I saw season
Yeah.
1. Okay, so that's very interesting. I love how you're excited and your number one thought is love because I feel like watching the show, there's so many things shown in your edit, but that might not be the thing that people realize that, you know what I mean, you're number one there for because it becomes such a high strung competitive thing and scenes for you. So I love
Mhm.
that people are hearing you say that that's what was your number one intention for being in the mansion first and foremost.
100%.
Awesome. So, okay, so we get to the meeting of us being matched up. One thing that I've been loving talking to the other cast members about is before we talk about who you match up with first and everything, if by some chance it was just off of visuals, the daddies got to come out, you get to pick your top two for dates that day. Who you picking first off of look?
Who would I pick that
And
day?
no
Like,
blindfold. I'm saying like the minute we come out, you're able to just go off and pick your top two and start your love journey right there. Who do you think you would?
pick my top. Honestly, picking my top two, it probably would have been Sal and Kane.
Destiny.
Because like I was looking for as well, like I'm a pretty dominant person, and going here, I was fully going as if the idea of like I'm gonna try my submissive self. That's why I went there. The whole idea is daddies and himbos. So I was trying to take that seriously. I was like, hey, I've always been kind of the daddy in a relationship in that sense. So right away, I was like, okay, what's the thing with Kane? It's just also just based off, you can literally see it on his tattoos
Mm,
right away, yoga and hippie and spiritual person, which I automatically connect with because that is me. So
yeah,
seeing that, I would be like, yes. And then seeing Sal, he's like his own, he's got daddy energy to a T.
yeah.
So I probably would have picked those.
Destiny. Like literally. Like see how you
Yeah.
say. Okay, so then fast forward to our regular lives. Obviously, you match up with who you match up with. What is that like when you finally have your blindfold taken off and you finally meet your first daddy in the house?
I was like, okay, older than I thought, and like just different, and obviously right off the bat, very dominant. So I was like, oh, this is the extreme of what I thought. like I tried to go in here and be like, maybe I'd find someone who's like trying to just be a little bit more dominant. He's like dominant to a T. So it was just an interesting thing, but I wanted to take that in full advantage and just try to, as I did, and embrace myself and immerse myself in every single experience, like 100%.
I absolutely like I love watching your date with Sal only because as a gay man, sometimes we're afraid to show like feminine qualities or show like our feminine taste, even in music. On specific
Hmm.
a first date, people in our community are afraid to show like these other sides of who we
Yeah.
right away. And when you mentioned the Spice Girls naked thing, I got it. And I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, like I should be on this date because I was yes,
Oh,
chairs, like yes, the moment I remember like I was that kid growing up. So I love that moment. I love that
oh, that means a
so
lot.
yeah, I love that you were so brave to talk about that because I have that bravery now within dates of being
You
myself.
do.
But I do remember a time where I was afraid to mention things like that on a date or bring up pop culture references that I thought might be too gay for the guy that I was into. So I love that you were just so open with that in that moment, even though the Ruka Cuckoo and the editing tried to play you out. It was,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like,
I appreciate the moment, and even if Sal
I was
did
like, Sal loves the Spice Girls. Like, he
it,
loves the Spice Girls.
yeah, I was talking to him about it. He was telling me that he had said something a little bit different. I was like, that's what we signed up for. If things got a little bit twisted
Yeah.
up, it is what it is. But either
It
way,
works with the
like I'm
edit.
gonna give you your props for mentioning one of the most iconic tour performances of our time.
Yeah, how could
Yeah,
you not be? I got to see the whole Spice Girls sing live in front of my face at like 12 something years old, front row. I think that's pretty iconic. And also really realized I was gay.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like you were going for it in the moment. You're like, if this guy does not know that I'm this gay now,
Yeah, like if this isn't turning me on, nothing's gonna turn me on at this point.
oh my gosh. Okay, so love that date, and then now we already know that between the two episodes, you do what I guess I don't know. I want to call it the daddy hopping thing, but how would you describe your experience in DILF Mansion? Do you have any regrets? Would you have done anything differently? What do you think when you think about your journey as a whole?
I would have done nothing differently. I think I was 100% myself authentically. Every one of my friends who has watched this with me the past few days, like past few episodes, everyone has looked at me, and when I've had my most dramatic moments and all these things, they've
Mhm.
all looked at me and been like, that is literally what you would say. I
Yeah.
do wear my heart on my sleeve. I do talk when I hear something about me. That is how it is. And I go with my gut. So I didn't think it was wrong, you know, in that sense. Like, even, you know, picking Kane for a date, that's what we were supposed to do. Obviously, different for each couple, depending on how you're like connecting with everyone and stuff like that. But like for the average amount of groups, if you're still kind of not, if you're in that bit of a limbo, that's what you should be doing. You should be exploring yourself. So that's what I thought. I was under the impression that on this, like that second date, that almost everyone was going to pick someone else. That's what I thought.
Yeah. You know what? It's so interesting all this happening and me being on the other side of, being locked in so early.
Yeah, because you were like the total opposite. It's like they were obvious. You got a like you guys clicked.
But that's why I love doing stuff like this because I'm here to tell the world and everyone that if I didn't have that opportunity to link with someone right away, which, mind you, America, people, the world, barely happens. Like what you saw on
Yeah.
TV, rare moment. I think it's funny that people think the possibility that's my everyday life. It's not. Like we
You're
keep
like,
doing this.
no. So are you locked in?
Yeah,
You're like, we're going. We like this. Like,
I remember saying that in a podcast recently, like it was a 1% chance that I would meet someone like that, and it happened on there in that moment, and it's very exciting. But I can honestly say, if I was in your shoes and I didn't get that immediate link, hell yeah, I would be running around the house looking for my match because that's the person I am. And if I didn't find it on round one, bet your ass I'm gonna go play round two and three, and I'm gonna look for that guy. I obviously my journey was different, but I commend watching your story because I would absolutely do what you did if I didn't find the connection that I wanted. So I love it.
and thank you for that.
Of course, you're an icon for it. And the
We
podcast
tried.
and the recap stories are talking about that.
I know. I
They're
love
sticking
it.
up for you. They're still saying, fuck Nigel's story. They're literally like
They're all over
and it's
me.
because at this point in the story, you should be bouncing around. It is very early.
Like,
And I'm
even going off of season one, it's the same thing.
yeah.
What the winners of season one, they didn't get together till episode three.
Yeah. And trust me, there was definitely a fear in my mind and in my heart if I was doing the right thing while what was happening and luckily like I had that open communication with Rico right from episode one where I was
Hmm.
like, you know what I mean? Like, are we
And I
doing
think,
this or are we looking around? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Those are real
And I
conversations.
think even like Rico's date with Ed was like that was your guys' own version of that. That's also its own thing. That was your guys' own version of that. Was he went on the date with that, and that was your own version of it. You still did it. It just got you got put in a situation.
We got a little bit more forced into the
Yeah.
situation. Oh my gosh, just a little traumatic, but we're fine. We're still thriving. It's
Fine. We're
okay.
still thriving. She still has that look.
Okay, so I have her like for my next question, literally as I'm going down the list. So funny. Hopefully it's not overstepping at all. But um, after this, we filmed so long ago, so life was lifing between the show and the premiere. I can honestly do a lengthy ass podcast episode or something just about what I went through and how I changed as a person from waiting from filming to the premiere. But a question I have for you, just because of a large portion of why you came on the show, have you gotten to submit in that way? We know we possibly didn't get a lot of time to do that on the show, but have you gotten to tap into that post show?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think for me, I went onto the show being pretty secure in who I was and pretty secure in what I want in life and the type of person I present myself as. But you know, when you get the opportunity to show yourself on this big screen of television where you know it's there forever, and that is you showing yourself to the world. And I felt so great coming home. I remember crying when I came home because I was just like, I showed myself exactly who I am.
Yeah,
And I'm so proud of that. And it just reassured me that what I'm doing in my life is right.
yeah,
And how I'm happy in myself and how I'm confident in myself, that is who I'm supposed to be. So I've had those moments of just kind of like overall reassurance, and just it has changed my life and not taking shit anymore.
yeah,
Like that's been a big thing since then for me, is I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not taking shit from people. I'm not playing around in the game. I'm not doing that. I am tell me what you want and I'll tell you what I want. And this comes to all forms of life. And that's what we're gonna do. Because I don't want to beat around the bush. My time is money and I don't want to waste
yeah. Period.
it.
I asked that question only because I lived for your honesty in that again, and just coming on and being like, I'm looking for the one thing I didn't have, and that's to look for it to be submissive, to try this, you know what I mean? I feel like in my own journey, again, like you put such words to like your wants and desires.
Thanks.
Whereas I feel like, in my life, I have been more dominant. I have been more like the person to take control of my relationships, top, all of
Hmm.
that. And I think without me vocalizing it the way you did, I think I came in for the same thing without me ever saying it. I think I wanted to also be a little submissive and be the person that I haven't gotten to be yet, but I
Yeah.
was just coming in like, I want something new. But hearing
Yeah.
you say that that's what it is, I'm like, it's like clicking, like,
Aw.
maybe I wanted that too. 'Cause that's kind
Like
of like,
maybe I
yeah,
thought of that as one that kind of worked, but like,
because that's kind of
well,
what ended
I'm
up
happy.
happening, and it made me so
Yeah.
happy. And people are always have been messaging me and talking about like, oh, like you look so submissive, you look at your bottom this, bottom that, and I'm like, what's funny is that's not my everyday life. That's just something that happened again on the show. So rare,
Yeah,
like,
but that's cool. It ignited this other side of you, and that's what we're supposed to do in life. Is we're supposed to
yeah.
learn about ourselves and grow.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way you do in that so fortunate that we had that time there to grow. And then not only that, but come home and think about those experiences. And again, like earlier, I said on another podcast the same thing because I mean it so well that that time in the mansion when you're doing things on camera and you're speaking for yourself, you really get to learn who you are when you're filming a reality television show.
Yeah.
You second guess everything and you think like, do I want to watch this back? Is this a decision I want to see myself make when I watch this back? Like that became a question in your mind. Like, was that how your thought process was on set too, where you kind of,
Oh,
yeah, you get
100%.
to know yourself so much
100%.
more.
Yeah, every single second I was like, I gotta be fucking secure of this because I don't want to look this back and be like, I should have said that or that's not me. And I'm so happy that I don't look back at it at all like that. I look back at it and be like, that is me. That is exactly how I would say things. If I had this argument in the real world, that's exactly how I would react to it. So I'm very proud of myself for that.
Yeah, and I mean, and your exit is so. First of all, I was talking about it with someone the other day, and they asked me like, "Was it as dramatic as it was on the
Yeah, it was
show?" And
worse.
I was like, "Actually, it was more dramatic than
It was way worse. It was
which
so long.
it blows my mind that that would even be a question. Someone would be like, "Oh, was it really?" Like, we don't even need the Rika Cuckoo music. We don't need the sound effects. We don't
No.
need thunder in the background. Honestly, the moment of you leaving that day was what shook us all to the core. We did. I don't even need a scary edit. I was scared, and it was
No.
terrifying. And it was heartbreaking because I saw so much heart in you. I saw so much soul, and I didn't get enough time to know you as a friend. So I can only imagine how the world would feel watching it, how your family would feel watching it. Like it just wasn't enough time for you. And I loved your exit and that no matter what, from beginning to end, you're just so purely yourself. And I cannot remember the exact line you said, but you said something so profound about reality TV and being real in it.
Yeah,
Do you
I
remember
just
what it
said that
was?
this. Yeah, I just basically said that like this is a real thing. Like we're getting real here. This is real tears. This is my authentic self. I'm laying it on the line. It's like we're seeing these fears rush in front of our face, and
Yeah.
I'm having to go and be like, we're not dealing with that because these second guessing fears of things that we're trying that you like that you just said that are making us second guess our thoughts. We're having to be like, no, we're not dealing with that right now because that's our everyday life and this puts you in a situation where you have to be real, and if you don't want to be real you're going to come across fake and you're going to look at yourself as fake. And I it was really hard. It was very emotional because you really have to put yourself in as a like authentic self, like
Yeah.
full force forward, and that's terrifying.
And I love the way you said it and you wrapped it up perfectly and honestly like paved the way for my future emotions even just like in the next episode, you know what I mean? Like it's just
Mhm.
I remember talking about that the other day that you really just paved the way like in terms of just
I
like
tried.
being real and I
Me being
love
iconic, never.
so iconic. And I keep getting a lot of compliments on my own authenticity and vulnerability on the show.
You
And
are.
I attribute you guys to that though, because to come into the mansion and to be myself was easy because everyone else was still being themselves. I wasn't around a bunch of fakes. I wasn't around a bunch of characters. You guys made it easy to be myself because I was around people who were being themselves. So I thank you guys for that. I thank you for being open and authentic on the show
You
because
too.
it created I don't like I came in wanting to be that way, but I think doing it and saying it are so hard. But again, meeting you and meeting the cast, it became easier because I was like, okay, like if they're gonna be themselves, I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah,
Let's do
like
this.
I'm gonna push it. Let's push each other. Let's do it. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see fakeness on here.
Exactly. All right. So we saw you make your exit. We saw you stir up DILF Mansion, make a juicy time in there. What Before I ask what's next, I want to know, would you return if there was a DILF All Stars, a DILF season 3, 4, 5, 6? Would you return? Would you look for love in DILF Mansion and do some more daddy hopping?
I would go back as a daddy. Like that's where I would go back as. I think I've realized my spot, and it's like I've never, but on the show I've never connected into the gay community, especially in the young gay community. It's been something even since being 18 and coming out. I'm a bigger person. I'm a pretty dominant personality, and it's something that I always people would say it. That's why I got a nickname called Tall Bitch before, because gays literally would look at me and be like, "You don't fit into any category," and that was a thing for me. So I never felt like I fit into any category of like the younger gays in that sense, you know.
Right.
So it's kind of like I think it's just because I've had a don't want to say a little bit more maturity, but just I've had a lot of life experience. I've traveled the
Oh,
world. I've done a lot of things. Like I've had a whole career and stuff. So it obviously adds a little bit of difference to it. So would I go back? Yeah, 100% I would. I'm always down for something new and an experience if it presents itself into the right timing. But do I think I'd go back as a daddy? 100%. That's probably where I would go back as.
and I've been saying from the beginning that being a daddy is such a state of mind. It's such the way you treat your partner, the way you feel, where you're at mentally.
100%.
Obviously being a feminine and one of the youngest daddies in the house, I've been defending this platform for the past couple of weeks now. And yeah, if you feel like you're more daddy, that's your mindset. You're allowed to feel that.
Yeah.
Also, I would love to see Out TV do a type of All Stars Battle Royale where we
Oh,
can
yeah.
swap those titles, where possibly like we could link and love and compete, but maybe we can all just be men in the house. And I don't know if that would strip away some of the camp that we go for, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I would just love to see because those titles kind of they could restrict people. It's not something I let do. I always saw myself as a daddy with cute juicy himbo tendencies, and that's fine. But you know what I mean? Like I would like
Oh,
to
100%.
rip that title possibly and just see us all run around the mansion, compete, and fall for love. That's what I would
Oh,
love.
yeah. That sounds, I think you could sign me up for that in 2 seconds.
Exactly. So, besides the possibility of coming back into the mansion, what the hell can we expect from you? What is in Aaron's future? Because I know that you had so much going on before the show, so I can only
Oh, yeah.
imagine what's up your sleeve
What is
post
in the
show.
future as I'm literally reorganizing my life because my friend had to pee? There we go. All right.
This
Now
is
we're
real
back
life.
over
This is us
here. This
live.
is
No, it's
real life
fine.
being
No worries.
live.
You're good.
No, what is in my life for my future? What is not in my life for my future? I'm in such an interesting life where I'm kind of leaving almost a full career, like in some ways of professional figure skating, to jump into what I want to do. And I'm diving into music. That's a huge thing for me. I'm diving into singing, songwriting,
Love it.
and I'm have a lot of things with reality TV potentially coming up, and big things coming up, maybe really soon, that I'll find out in a few weeks.
Yes. Fingers
And
crossed.
you'll probably, if all things work out, you'll be seeing me on TV again this year.
I'm almost
So
certain that we will see you on TV again, no matter what.
I'm they actually I think they cut that out of my last line. My last line that I said in my confessional that I cut out there, I said, "Don't worry, this isn't going to be the last time you see me on reality TV."
Listen,
So
I've been saying so much about these lines I've been cut. I've been telling my friends and family, I'm like, I
yeah,
said so much more. Like, remember, we film 10 to 12 hours a day. The show's 45 minutes. Imagine how much people are not
exactly.
hearing. So I love a little behind the scenes extra line.
Yeah, I'm like, my dream show is to be on the challenge. That's where I want to be.
I
That
love
is my type of people. I am a athlete. I am a competitive person. that's where I want to see myself, but we'll see what steps take me to get there. And I don't have any doubts. I think there's going to be a lot coming for me in the next coming months, and it's going to be a very big year for both of us, I think. And this is just the start.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Before we tell everyone where we can follow you and keep up with your
Yeah.
journey, one last question for you that I love to ask, just for the people who are us, who haven't yet gotten on the TV show or haven't yet created that first YouTube video. What is your advice to someone aspiring to be a content creator, a reality television personality, a singer, an actor? What is your advice in terms of going for that dream?
Don't ever feel embarrassed is a huge thing. Don't ever feel embarrassed about showing yourself and showing something that you're interested in, and always create, always try. Because guess what? In the end of the day, if you're creating music, if you're creating videos, you're creating content, you're applying to shows, what is going to be the real harm of that in the end? Nothing. You have a product. And in the end of life, a product is money, and money is how you make it in life. And a product is also something that you live by. So I just highly suggest doing that every single day and going towards it. If you're scared, I was scared for so many years. I wanted to do reality TV since I was 18 years old. I didn't start applying until I was 27. It takes time. When the moment feels right, especially for reality TV, when the moment feels right, do it. Don't push yourself too much towards reality TV. It doesn't feel right. But if you feel that itch, then itch it.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. I couldn't have said better myself. And I'll top that off, guys, with just never give up. Really, really take those no's and bring them to your face and give them a big kiss, because they're going to help you really appreciate the yes when you get it. And I promise you, it's coming. You just have to keep believing. Be that Disney person in your head. Fight for those dreams. Wish upon a star, and that moment will come. I promise. Aaron, let everyone know where we can follow you: Instagram, YouTube's, all the socials, so we can keep up with your
Yes.
journey. And I'll also, whatever you say here, I will have the links, guys, in the description box of this video. So
Perfect. As of right now, I'm still trying to get my old main Instagram back. We'll see if it happens. But if not, as of right now, it's Aaron, my name, ARON, dot Chapplain, CHAPPLAIN underscore. You can see me on there. And then I believe on TikTok, I'm Christian Chap. And then on YouTube, I have an old YouTube. If you want to see very old videos of me and want to go down a rabbit hole, you can follow me just at
check it
Aaron
out.
Chaplin. So
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. Guys, I will have those links down below. Make sure you guys follow him, keep up with him. I promise you, he will be back on the television screen before you know it. So you don't want to be late to the party. Get the teasers, get the previews, follow Aaron, and make sure you also subscribe to this channel. Follow me on the
yes,
Nigel Battle Official. I'll have teasers, previews of not only upcoming episodes, but behind the scenes tea, chat, interviews, all here on my channel. So if you're not following me, you're going to miss all the tea. Also, get at us both. Thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next episode or the next video, wherever you catch me next. Bye, guys.
bye, guys.
I think tonight is going to be another wild night.
You think it's gonna be another elimination tonight?
I do.
I am tired of all the judgments. I'm tired of basing my decisions off other people's reactions.
Just do me a favor, don't play with this, you know?
I'm not.
Go to the principal's office.
Bye.
You guys are so cute.
Will you be my daddy? Oh, daddy, daddy, daddy.